So now I'd like to move into this open forum in our remaining time. The theme is from Bud, one of our viewers. What's on your workbench? And I'd like to hear from not a quote regular subscriber, but perhaps one of our new viewers tonight. Pat, if you could spot me and just or show the whole group would be good. Yeah, so I don't want to call on anybody like high school, but we've got a couple new modelers on here as people that I don't recognize. Oh, we went back to the, really need to see the names here, Pat, if you could unspot me.
Let me first show my workbench. There it is, folks. What's on it? I don't know. Believe it or not, I can find everything on that. So that's that. So
Mine is no better after this colossal build. I'll have to spend a day cleaning it up. Let's hear from one of our new subscribers or new viewers here. Somebody that um, you don't have to physically show your workbench, but just verbalize who you are, where you are, and what you're working on. Patrick Waldron. I don't recognize you. Unmute yourself. See that little bottom left-hand corner. There you go. Welcome to the show.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm retired, and I have several different model groups I'm with. Actually, I'm into traction, O scale, and HO, and also OM30. And I was a traction guy forever, and then I had to not. I went down to Brazil for some work and came back with an apparently incurable interest in 30-inch gauge railways. So, but the one thing I'm working on now is I think it's a Monster Model Works. Well, I'll show it to you. Hang on.
While he's going there, maybe Kirk Butcher, if you feel like speaking, you could be next. Or Mike. Oh, I guess not. He left. Mike.
He went down to get his model.
Okay, I'm working on their freight house to go on one of my HO modules, trolley modules, that is. But I just gotten started on this, but this is a fabulous model to put together. And I'm using Greg Cassidy's, or will be using his use of the paint pens that he demonstrated, I guess, several months ago. So that is working. I think that will work very nicely.
You go by Pat or Patrick?
Anyone you want, except Palm Beach. Don't call me that.
Well, Patrick, how about you take photographs of your model as you go, and you and I can do a PowerPoint, and you can talk to your slides. How would that?
Okay.
Start taking.
Actually, I've actually started taking some pictures of it as I go, so
Right.
that'll work out fine.
Take them with a nice background, so there's a blank background behind them.
All right.
All right, thank you. And let's speak to somebody else here. Mike Turner, I don't know him, or Kurt Butcher, or Mike I can't pronounce it. Boutel. One of you three, if you want to unmute, first one that unmutes can start. What's on your workbench? Just tell us verbally where you're from, what scale you model in, and what's on your workbench. Or not. How about, then we'll fall back to some of our regulars. Um,
Okay, here you go. I'll show you what's on my bench right now. I just uh, finished painting this caboose that's from Carroll Creek, or putting a primer on it. And I haven't decided if that's going to be the color or if I'm going to put a lighter shade over it. But that plus the little locomotive in the background here will go with the two new mine cars that I bought from Carroll Creek up at the show. And they'll go on the layout that I'm working on right now, the ON18.
Go ahead, why don't you tell them what you're going to do with that layout? Where we're going to take it?
Oh, this will be going to shows like the Timonium show and next year's Harrisburg show to go on the New Tracks modeling scholarship table to draw attention so people come over and we can get them to donate or maybe get them to sign up if they want to fill out an application. Also, you see, I have two of those Cato drives back here. Well, I only had one a couple weeks ago. I found the other one on Amazon for 18 bucks.
There you are.
Yeah. Now, I think it's 21 now because I just looked recently, but maybe it'll go back down to 18 next week. Who knows?
Still, it's short money for a locomotive. You're
Oh my God, absolutely. That's going to power the little Shay right there.
Yeah, and it's an interesting way to get into another scale is to, even if you're a HO guy or an S gauge guy or an full O scale guy like our producer tonight, Pat Rivard, if you guys wanted to get into another scale, ON18 would be an interesting one. You might be able to squeeze it in on your O scale layout or do a little micro or mini layout if you are in some alternative scale. How about our Canadian friends? Gary Shergold, who's a master model railroader and a master model builder. And he's been on the show before. You have anything on your workbench, Gary? Unmute yourself. You're muted. You're muted still.
Muted the wrong.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a couple of building projects I'm working on right now. Been mainly busy with Pat working on his MMR, but haven't been doing too much. A lot of the outside gardening work, and that has to be done.
We're not concerned with weeds here on ON30 or on New Tracks modeling. So maybe later this summer we can have you on the show again with one of your models.
Yeah.
Let me switch to Jeff Jordan, who I know always has something up his sleeve and on his workbench. And I know he has that rotary snowplow that he's going to surprise us with having that completed at some point. It has 9 million metal parts and no instructions, right?
Yeah, that's a ways off. Don't hold your breath on that one. But I was up at Harrisburg as well. I came back with a bag full of stuff from Harrisburg. Les, who 3D prints figures, and I saw him and said, "So what's new?" And he pointed to the end of his table and said, "Oh, I have 24 new figures." And so I came home with several of those to work on. Also, in keeping with the Carroll Creek theme, I stopped by and I came home with one of their burn barrels, which I really like. It's a 55-gallon drum with a fire in it and a flickering LED to illuminate it, and it's ready to go. I just have to drill a hole on the selected spot in the layout, and some of Les's figures will be standing around the burn barrel, I guess, warming their hands.
Does that we got Bob on the line here if he unmutes himself. That does that burn barrel require a dropping resistor, or is that built in, or how are we with that?
It says it's ready to go with 12 volts.
Oh, that's great. I'll have to order one then myself, or a couple of them.
They had one running at the show, and that's really caught my eye.
They put me back in a room where I couldn't bother anybody, so I didn't see a lot of this stuff. Let's switch to Burnt, who's too comfortable. What do you have in your workbench, Burnt?
Well, I went down the rabbit hole of paints. I got interested in a guy on the Model Railroad Forum. He's a painter, and he's mixing his own paints to come out. It looks like flow quill or scale coat. So I've been kind of went down that and started playing around with testers paints. Once I found out that you need the three colors, red, blue, and yellow, and you can mix all your own colors. Then you
Yeah,
use
pretty much.
black for toning and lightening. So that's one thing I've been playing around with. I built a portable paint booth, and I was going to see if I could spray the volatile liquids inside and then filter the air through a charcoal filter. Well, that didn't work out too well. I had the wife screaming upstairs, "Your basement stinks." So, so what I did is I bought one of the on Amazon.com. I followed a guy called Barbados Rex. He's into doing the model cars and paint. And he had a lot of different paint booths he used, and I bought one of those waterfall paint booths that
Oh
the
yeah.
water falls over the top. And where I worked, they had one like that too, and I kind of liked it because you walk by the booth, you didn't smell any paint because it all sucked it into the water and outside. Which I thought, well, with a charcoal filter, this might work inside. Well, it didn't. I finally wound up this past weekend of venting it outside. Now everything works fine. So that's another project I've done. Plus, I'm working on an HO130 rotary, building a rotary dumper for my quarry cars, which part of it's still in the mill back there, and the other part's sitting on the bench. And unfortunately, tomorrow we go up to my northern camp, and I won't be back for a while. So my modeling projects are on hold, probably till this fall sometime, around September, October.
Well, we look forward to hearing you from then. All right, we have time for one more. Do we have any volunteers, or do I get to pick somebody again?
No, you got to volunteer.
Okay.
Okay. This is okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is Jim King's from Smoky Mountain Model Works. His new ON30 truck. He probably had them at the show. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, it's a freight car truck or passenger truck?
Yeah, right.
It's dark.
Okay. All right. Well, and that here's the comparison Bachman truck. So the two side by side. So you can see how much difference it is, and more the detail on Jim's is fantastic.
What's the name of his company?
Smoky Mountain.
Okay.
Smoky Mountain Model Works.
Okay.